Okay, now I'm going to introduce a new topic called materials. Materials are the textures and colors that you apply to your objects. And to get to the materials, up here next to the clapboards that we worked with before, there's this icon here. You can hover over. It's called Material Manager. Click to open this new pane. If you want to close it, just click on the icon again. But click on that so this is open. And material, it's a complex subject. We're going to keep it really, really super simple for this introductory project. So we could make the basic material a couple ways. We can click Create, New Default Material. That's one way to do it. If we want to delete that material, just make sure it's selected and hit Delete on the keyboard. Another way to make a new material is just to double click anywhere in this area and it makes the default material. And by default it's called MAT for material. If we double click on that icon, this comes up. So let's, name your materials just like everything else. First thing, easiest one is we're going to make the snow material. So let's just call it snow. And actually we could call it material too, I mean, if you want to. But have the word snow in there. Now there's several channels here which we will work with later in the semester, but for now just keep the default color and reflectance channels enabled. Don't enable anything else. Be aware, be advised that if you click something like fog or glow, you will increase your render time, and it uses a lot of RAM, like something like fog and glow or whatever. So don't experiment with those yet at this point. The other parameter that will change here for snow is we have these H, S, and V, hue, saturation, and value. Let's crank up the value all the way to 100 to make it a nice bright white. And that's the only change we'll make. There's no save button. So anyway, so we got our snow material and we want to apply it to our landscape. So in the object manager, let's find our landscape here. Where did it go? There it is, right there, landscape. Let me close up my snowman for right now. So here's the landscape. All you have to do is click, hold, and drag the material onto the landscape, and it makes this new tag, is what this is called. So this shows that the material is here on the landscape. And you saw, like in the display, it changed a little bit. We won't render it right now. So we got the snow material. Let's make a snowman material. And here's my strategy. I want the snowman to stand out a little bit. So double click anywhere on this pane here. Open up this new material. Double click on it. And let's call it snowman. And what I want to do, what I think would be cool, is to add just a little bit of color. First of all, for the value, I want it nice and bright, okay? But I don't want it pure white because I don't want it to get lost in the background. So I'm going to increase the color to blue a little bit. So, the hue, let's bring the saturation up to like maybe 15%. And then let's move the hue. We don't want it like purple. Let's put the hue at about, like 195, and let's put the saturation at 10. I don't want it like really over the top. I could even go a little bit lower. Just the slightest hint. I think 10 might be good. We can always change it. Again, keep the color channel, reflectance channel. So hue is 195, saturation is 10%, value is 100%. And again, there's no save button, just do that. Now this snowman, this has the head, middle, base, and it's got a lot of pieces and parts within there. Let's just click, hold, and drag the snowman material right onto snowman, and it changed. Like, now don't panic, because like we'll override. You know, when we put the material on the hat and stuff like that, it'll override. I guess to be nice and neat, we could have applied it to head, middle, base by itself, but that's okay. Okay, so let's take a look at other pieces and parts here. We got the coal for the eyes and the mouth. So double click, make a new material, and we'll call it, what do you want to call it? You want to call it coal? Sure, why not? Again, we'll keep reflectance, because I think it'd be nice with some shininess to it. Let's leave value at 80%. Let's just see what we can do here with the color. Let's crank up the saturation, and let's make it a darker blue, or a different shade of blue here. Can we go farther? And then the value is going to be very dark. Okay, and let's see. I think that might work. And again, you can make your own decisions here, but I'm going to use these parameters for my coal. All right, so the coal is on the head, so let's open up the head, and what do we got here? We got mouth, 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 eye. So I'm going to have to like click, hold, and drag the coal material on each eye, and then click, hold, and drag it on each mouth. Okay, the hat can be pretty close to the coal. So maybe I did that too quickly. Let me jump back here. Why can't I select it? Okay, you can select the material and Command C, Command or Control C, Command or Control V. Let's rename this to hat right away, and then let's just make a little bit of a variation here. And what do I want to do here? I'm thinking make it a little bit darker is a good idea. So let's just crank that down to like 15%. So this is the parameters for my hat. And I wonder if I want to crank down the brightness maybe. I don't know. Yeah, why not? Okay, so there's my hat. Boy, that looks really dark. I'm gonna keep the brightness up because I want some reflectiveness. And we'll see. We can always change any of this stuff. So anyway, there's my hat parameters. I'm going to click, hold, and drag this onto hat. And that's looking really cool. Okay, now we need a carrot color. Double click on the new material, call it carrot. And this color is going to be orangey, so let's increase the saturation a bunch. This is not going to be reflective. We could turn, well, you know, I'd like to see for this this subject, you know, I like the reflective qualities, you know, because we're kind of like in a cartoony kind of fantasy world. So for our carrot, I want a nice orangey color. Okay, I'm spending way too much time on this. Okay, there's the parameters I'm using for my carrot. So I'm going to click, hold, and drag it on carrot. And knowing me, I'll probably come back and change it. Um, Alrighty, let's see what else we got here. Oh, the trees. Uh, Double click, new material, call it tree. This one, I'm going to try disabling reflectance on this one. So the color channel is enabled, and we're going to be green, but not that green because that's really ugly. Something like that. Let's just give that a shot for now, and we can always you can edit these like with like if we were to edit the hat material, it would update in here in the file. So our tree color. So I'm just going to drag and drop the material on the trees, and let's save the file, save the project, do a render. Now I didn't do anything in the sky yet. We'll deal with that later. So lo and behold, that's looking pretty nice. Okay, I do like the bluish effect of the snowman. Sky will do a different procedure to apply material to the sky. So I'll see you in the next video.